today? What a phenomenal service it's been so far. Almost feel like we can go home now, right? Almost. Let's be opening our Bibles to Matthew chapter 20. If you don't have one, you can probably scoot up to someone who does, nearby you. Let's swipe to it. Let's scroll to it.
Yeah.
Turn to it. We also wanted to welcome our sister here, Sonia Louie, the daughter of John Kerry, is also in town, and she's here somewhere. So welcome. Welcome to New York. Hey, there you are. Welcome here. Great to have you. We missed you on the queue earlier. But Matthew chapter 20, as you guys are turning there, as we do sometimes in the church, we wanted to let people know about a job opening that we have. And so I just wanted to read a little bit about the description of that job opening. I know it's not necessarily customary we do it now, but we did do it in the announcement, so here it is. The job description goes as follows. It's long-term, team players needed for challenging permanent work in an often chaotic environment. Candidates must possess excellent communication and organizational skills and be willing to work variable hours, which will include evenings and weekends and frequent 24-hour shifts on call. Some overnight travel required, including trips to primitive camping sites on rainy weekends, endless sports tournaments in faraway cities. Travel expenses are not reimbursed. I want to make sure we got that out. Extensive courier duties also required, round-the-clock home nursing, home doctor training, full-time cook, mind reader, coach, referee, mediator, on-duty 24-hour nursemaid, being able to sit with a sick child at long hours without notice, on-call 24 hours for laundry duty. Whims, whiners, and complainers do not qualify. Must always respond, no choice, to names such as mother, mom, mama, mommy, ma, mama, mommy, and ma. Always be alert to English words such as, it's mine, I want it, give it back, he or she took mine, can't find it, I don't know. Must qualify with NASCAR racetrack driving experience as well. In spare time, perform wifely duties. Responsibilities include the following: the rest of your life. Must be willing to be hated at least temporarily until someone needs $10. Must be willing to bite tongue repeatedly. Also must possess the physical stamina of a pack mule and be able to go from 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3 seconds flat, in case this time the screams from the backyard are not just someone crying wolf. Must assume final complete accountability for the quality of the end product. Responsibilities also include floor maintenance and janitorial work throughout the facility. Possibility for advancement and promotion. Just want to let you know, in case you were trying to climb the social ladder in this position, the possibility for advancement and promotion is none. Your job is to remain in the same position for years without complaining, constantly retraining and updating your skills so that those in your charge can ultimately surpass you. Previous experience? None required, unfortunately. On-the-job training offered on a continually exhausting basis. Wages, everyone's wondering, and compensation. Get this, you pay them. Offering frequent raises and bonuses. A balloon payment is due when they turn 18 because of the assumption that college will help them become financially independent. When you die, you give them whatever is left. The oddest thing about this reverse salary scheme is that you actually enjoy it and wish you could only do more. And finally, benefits. Well, no health or dental insurance, no pension, no tuition reimbursement, no paid holidays, and no stock options are offered. This job supplies limitless opportunities for personal growth and free hugs for life if you play your cards right. Anyone interested? Matthew chapter 20, verse 20.
All right.
Then the mother of Zebedee's sons came to Jesus. And when someone's mom comes up to you, beware. She starts to kneel and ask, asks a favor of her. "What is it you want?" he asked. She said, "Grant that one of these two sons of mine may sit at your right and the other at your left in your kingdom." Just a small favor. "You don't know what you're asking," Jesus said to them. "Can you drink the cup I am going to drink?" "Oh, we can," they answered. Jesus said to them, "You will indeed drink from my cup. But to sit at my right or left is not for me to grant. These places belong to those for whom they have been prepared by my Father." When the 10 heard this, they were indignant with the two brothers. Jesus called them together and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. And whoever wants to be first must be your slave. Just as the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." All right, let's stop there. Today we talk about this incredible mom. And first we got to get the picture of what the family looked like. So let's start with Dad. You guys know this family, right? Many of you studied the Bible. You know about these two sons. These guys, which we're going to get to and cover in just a minute. If you don't, you're going to meet them today. They're quite exciting. Let's start with Dad. Dad's name is Zebedee. Zebedee's kind of a name we don't hear much anymore. Anyone named Zebedee in the crowd? Yeah. All right. Well, it's kind of a cool name. We should revive it. It's the Greek form of a Hebrew word for the name that means gift. And he was quite the provider and a great gift to his family because you know what he did for a living. What did he do? He fished. He's a fisherman. And he was really good at it. He had a nice little business. He hired servants. He had a bunch of people working for him. A few boats out there. And he was pretty good at what he did. He was on the north shore of the Sea of Galilee in Capernaum. And was he a believer? We don't really know much about him. But he never stood in the way of his family making some really amazing spiritual decisions. And we're going to find out more about that in just a minute. So now the sons. What were the sons' names? James and John. You're a little quiet this morning. Bible knowledge. We'll do trivia in a minute. I have that as a backup on my PowerPoint. You guys ready? Bible Jeopardy. All right, so James and John, right? And these were like Jesus' first picks, all right? He loved these guys. And they had a couple names like Boanerges, Sons of Thunder. Some of you have two sons up there in the child care, and some of the teachers have come down and said, "We have these two boys, we call them the Sons of Thunder." I don't know how you took that as a compliment or not. It could mean a lot of things. Certainly they come with a lot of energy. These guys had a lot of energy, a lot of zeal, James and John. And one village didn't actually accept their message and what they had to say, so they decided to call fire down from heaven to destroy them. 20 times this dynamic duo is mentioned together. And you can imagine what kind of kids they were growing up. We see them here as probably adults or a little older, but imagine them in child care, in the kids' kingdom upstairs. What kind of stuff they'd be getting into, you know what I mean? I imagine Zebedee like, "Where's my yarmulke? I know you guys took it." I imagine him saying things like, "If I said it once, I said it 1,000 times, no dynamite sticks in the fish's mouth, okay? Enough." James, John, who ate the Passover lamb? We haven't even prayed yet. You can imagine all the different kinds of trouble they caused in their young age. Those with children, you have kids that make trouble ever? Ever? Or are they perfect? What was Mom's name? We look at this passage, it just says the mother of these two guys. And actually, I'm going to show you a couple scriptures. And you can see them on the screen here. Matthew 27, and verse 55 says, "Many women were there," and this is later on, around Jesus' death. They're watching from a distance, and they had followed Jesus from Galilee to care for his needs. Among them were Mary Magdalene, Mary, mother of James and Joseph, and the mother of Zebedee's sons. Okay? So in one version, we have the description of this mom as the mother of Zebedee's sons. In Mark 15, the parallel passage, it says in verse 40, some women were watching from a distance. Among them were Mary Magdalene, mother of James, and James the younger, and of Joseph, and Salome. So, for argument purposes, we're going to say that mom's name is Salome. If you want to pronounce it a different way, that's entirely up to you. Not salmon. Salome. So Salome, not to be confused with the daughter of Herodias, who wanted John the Baptist's head on a platter. Different woman altogether. Okay, she has a little accent on the end of her E anyways. Now, we don't really know the whole story here again, but either she left Zebedee along with her boys who left the father in the boat with them when Jesus came a-calling, or maybe Zebedee died off, because we see Salome here on her own following Jesus. She's part of the band of holy women following and supporting Jesus. In Luke chapter 8, it says that the women were actually supporting him financially. Amen for that. The women were supporting him financially. She was compassionate. We know that because she was there serving with her mom's skills. She cared for Jesus, cared for his needs, put the money down maybe that they had made from the business. She was brave. When she was there at the cross with the other women, she didn't shield her eyes. She watched as he went through excruciating torture when many of the men had run. And moms can deal with blood, can't they? I was talking to my mom last night, and she was talking about some stories about me hurting myself and bleeding all over the place, and she just said, blood doesn't bother me, John. I'm a mom. She said, blood used to bother you quite a bit, though. I said, I'm glad I'm not telling this to the congregation tomorrow. Oh, I just said it. All right. They could deal with blood. She was dealing with that stuff. She was brave. She was committed. She was bringing the proper spices in the Jewish tradition to the body afterward. She was faithful and was able to witness the great angel that said, he's not here, he's risen. In verse 20, if you go back to your text, there's something very interesting happening here. It's not just some random thing that she does when she kneels to the ground. This is probably a very specific position that anyone might take when they bow or kneel or approach a rabbi. And what she's saying is, perhaps, may I be taken under your wing as an apprentice, as a Talmudim, as a disciple in your group. But see, Jesus had already known that she's there. So kneeling again, what does this mean? So he has to ask the question, what do you want? There's something more. I've already been following you. I'm already with you. I'm already in the group. We're already making history. Some amazing things are happening, but I want something else. And he says, what? What do you want? Just a little favor, JC, nothing big. I just want my boys to have the very highest royal position